Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bahakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there, pushing this word out. Oh, Salakia. Oh, Salakia. Salakia, pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Phone kind of dropped. Salakia. All right. And, yeah, I wanted to get into, what Elon Musk recently said, concerning the Edomites in London. Okay, you got a lot of these people, a lot of these Edomites gathered together. They're mad, all right? And he was speaking about how the Edomite male, and that's what he was speaking about, the Edomite male. That's what he was talking about. And what proves that is that he reposted that video of those Australian men screaming about, white man, fight back, white man, fight back. And he was telling them that, yeah, they need to fight back or they're going to die. So, and then he reiterated that in that interview with that interviewer from London, saying that basically Edomites need to fight back or they're going to die. So what is that inciting? That's inciting that they fight back, right, with violence against the darker nations, right, or they're going to die. So that's setting up a civil war. That's setting up a race war. That's setting up violence. That's pushing forth sedition, right? Sedition doesn't mean to actually do violence or rise up against the government, but it means to incite violence. Okay, so that's what he was doing. That can cause people to do all kind of crazy things, and eventually these Edomites are going to do some madness, man, and they are going to get on the attack, and they are going to use the sword. All right, this is what it's coming into, and the reason they keep rage baiting these Edomites is because they know and they understand that the Edomite is the most violent person on the planet Earth. Okay, so this is what they're getting ready to push forth. Okay, that Edomite rage, so that Esau could come with a major death. All right, and the hypocrisy of it all is that he's supposed to be a right-wing individual, but the right wing is telling you, along with Trump, that the Dems are causing all of this violence by what they say about people. Which these right-wing people, they used to be all about freedom. The last election, it was all about freedom of speech and stop being a snowflake and so on and so forth. But it shows you that they're all full of shit. Okay, and it's really a cult. The left and the right are the biggest cults there are. Those are two cults. Those are nothing but cults, man. No matter what the leaders say, it could contradict what they said last week. But as long as their leader says it, one of the people that are on the right or the left, they'll believe it. Okay, they'll believe it and they'll push it 100%. They do not have independent thought. They're not thinkers. Okay, they're not thinkers. They're indoctrinated. Okay, therefore they're not fit to be leaders. So ultimately, man, that's what's going on, man. But as the scriptures say, that nation shall rise up against nation, man. But my thing is, why is this guy not being set up on sedition charges, man? Because that's clearly sedition. That's clear-cut sedition right there, bro. All right? You tell somebody to fight back, and no one's attacking you, Edomites. The only one who's attacking the so-called white man is other so-called white men, which is really the elites. They're really the ones that are putting the squeeze on you, and the reason you can't afford a house, that your wages are staying the same, but the inflation is increasing at a high rate, man. Going back to that Federal Reserve Act that was passed, everything that they passed is against you. Everything that they pass is against the common folk. But these are white males, by the way, so-called white males, Edomite males, that are in suits that are behind all of that. But you want to blame and point the finger at Mexican immigrants, right? Issacharites that are just coming to this side of the earth for a better life. What sense does that fucking make? It makes no sense. All right? But that's just because they're playing upon your hatred. All right? They're playing upon the Edomite hatred, man. And it's going to work. It's going to work, man. You know, and these Edomites are gonna go berserk, and they're gonna do certain things. Which you already had one Edomite that was planning to unalive children at a preschool, man. So you Edomites are demented, man. Nobody's attacking you, but the signs are clear that you are the ones that are attacking people, and you've always done that, you know. And then you play the victim. Then you play the victim, man. But you know the scriptures say that when Esau does his thing, eventually, you know, Judah, right, the kingdom of Judah, starting with the tribe of Judah, is going to be a terror unto Egypt, meaning they're going to come and they're going to let loose on you Edomites. Okay, yeah, okay, because Esau is in a blame mode right now. He's heavily in that blame mode. And when Esau gets in that blame mode, the next step is attack mode. Okay? So for this guy to say something like that, how is this guy not brought up on sedition charges, man? Telling people to fight back. Fight, 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 fight. And then he's screaming at the end, yeah, fight, yeah. But he's in the comfort of his mansion or wherever the hell he lives, man. Somewhere in the hills. Right? He's not gonna fight. But he's sending you like the elder Yashwamba said, you dummies on a dummy mission, man. But that's a goddamn yo that's sedition though, man. That's straight up inciting violence, man. Okay, but you know what? He's of that higher echelon who's not gonna be affected by this. Okay, not gonna be affected by those type of charges, man. You know. Yeah, because that shows you that the judgment of this kingdom is partial. There's not true justice here. You know, because if a regular person was saying certain things like that on live TV and all this and that, right? About go ahead and fight, you got to fight back and all these different things, they'll easily get them on sedition charges. You know, especially if it's a person that they wanted to get on something from before. So yeah, man. So these devils, man, they're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites, man. And yeah. So I just wanted to say that I found it interesting that Elon could just say that, and no one even bats an eye at it. You know, he's basically inciting a race war. No one bats an eye at it. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom.